Hello friends, come on in. It's another thrift and tell show for ya. I love these. So I thrift, I tell you what I was thinking when I picked it up, but you also tell me like some fun ideas. We just have a great discussion and we get to be excited together about treasures and you can share treasures that you found that may be similar to mine or things that you like to look for. One big thing I think finds me, and y'all can tell me what this is in the comments. What do you feel like finds you in the thrift store? Like, what do you have this crazy accumulation of if you like to go thrifting? For me, it's baskets. Like, look at this. This is going to be a very quick little haul. This is probably one of the smallest, which is good because I need to make them smaller and smaller. Because I got one good thrift trip in where I got most of this, and then one quick one. So I've only been to the thrift store a couple times this week. I've been busy doing other things. How are y'all? This is a late night. Hope, I don't go to sleep on you. I'm usually in bed about this time, at least winding down. But I had a really jam-packed day, and I wanted to end it with spending it with y'all. Hey, Griselda and Nellie and Angie and Mary and Nancy, Lisa. Hey, Deborah. So yeah, so the stuff you see here, basically, this is it, except for one big thing over here that I'm going to pick up. So I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to tell you what I was thinking. You tell me. Y'all can see the brightest thrifty find in all the haul is this little Santa, which I'm going to show him to you. And hey, Roxy, I am leaving tomorrow, Shelly. Leaving for the beach tomorrow. So that is why I'm spending tonight live, because it would be kind of hard to... Well, I mean, I guess I could thrift and tell from the beach, but I wanted to go ahead and show y'all my little finds from this weekend so we can have a fun discussion. So y'all come on in. Okay. Hey, Lori, you are not on replay, Lori King. You're watching live. So hi, friend. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Woohoo. Hey, Nellie. So the next time you see me on camera, I should be a few shades darker. 7 days in the vitamin D and the sun. Hey, Sheila. And okay, so let's get started. Let me show you this big one over here, okay? I spied this. I got this for $1.75. Let me stand back. Look how big it is. It's so cute. I could immediately tell that it had some age on it and that someone had like painted it and painted some words on it. I'm probably going to paint over this and do something. I'm thinking I'm going to put it over our back. We have some double doors that go into the back porch. And I think I'm going to do something like there, but I don't know. It's a lot of places it could go, but look, you can kind of see the age of it. You can tell it's an older piece. It's like a little header. It's got the little top piece. So it's an old piece of wood, which is really cool. So character piece of wood. I can do something with this, and some people may like that, but I don't. I'm going to do something different. So I don't know yet, but isn't that cool? I mean, $1.75, that's a steal for sure. Did have some hanging wire on it. So anyway, pretty heavy, pretty solid. Would you have grabbed something like this? I look at this like a craft blank, I look at it like I could do anything I wanted to with it, honestly. I could even not just paint words on it, I could mount words on it. I could just make it decorative and not put any words on it. Because I love decorative headers and moldings like this. So pretty. Any of you guys that are in or around Destin, where I'll be, if you know of any good shops I should hit up in case we get some rainy days on the beach, maybe I'll slip out. Hey, Melissa in Virginia. Angie's in South Carolina. Yes, I know y'all are getting that rain, that storm that was heading up from Florida for sure. Abby K, hello. Yes, yay, live, Lori. Okay, and gave $2.55 for this. We're going to come back to this one because I want to show you something cool. But this is an old, and I don't know if it's a replica, but even if it is a replica, it's an old replica because it's been rusted up. It's kind of weathered, or at least it looks the part. But it's an old starboard Nautical lantern. So that's why it looks a little different than your average lanterns. Look, it's got the little clip right here. We're going to come back to that because I want to tell you something. And y'all tell me whether you collect lanterns. I posted this one, and a lot of y'all said y'all look out for that stuff. So pretty cool little collection. I love seeing a bunch of lanterns grouped together, Y'all, if y'all are hanging out and watching, I would love a little heart, thumbs up, care, a little hug, send a hug. Send a laugh. Y'all tell me you're watching and tell me what you've been doing today. Because we're wrapping up the evening, so y'all had to have done something cool with your Tuesday, right? Did I just send y'all a... Ooh, I knew I could do that. I'm trying to send a heart. There we go. Did you know you could do that? See, I'm sending y'all some love too, because it's hard for me to react to everything while I'm live, so then I can just send it back to y'all. And I'll do it one more time. There we go. All right. Hey, Pamela, how are you? Yeah, Carolyn, you would buy that sign? The wood looks really good. It's like a really good something to work with. You know what I mean? Okay. Have you heard of, tell me if you've heard of, or tell me if you haven't heard of Google Lens. Because if you haven't, I'm not really sure I've ever shared with y'all how amazing Google Lens is. So especially if you love thrifting or you love vintage, you're a collector, that you have a Google Lens app where you can take a picture and you can also add words to your search, but it's like a reverse Google search. Have you heard of this? Do you use it often? I use it pretty much almost every day, every time I'm out thrifting. And when I have like a mystery item and I'm not really sure, because sometimes things get separated from their original things or whatever, you know, and you're like, I don't know what that is. I tried to Google Lens this. It was only 75 cents. Look up Google Lens, Sharon. You have to. It will be your new addiction. I introduced my mother-in-law to it last year, and she was like, oh, she was Googling and everything in her house. So it'll tell you things like whether it's listed on eBay or Etsy, or it'll tell you things. It'll give you kind of like comp prices on what something would be valued at, but you know, you can't 100% go by that. I always say something's worth what someone's willing to pay for it. Am I right? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Tammy uses Google Lens all the time. Trisha says she loves Google Lens too. So it is super helpful, but saying all that, you love late night, Daisy. It's great to be here. Great to be here with y'all. I'm going to go get my PJs right after this. Okay, so this, tell me if you know what this is, because I could not come up with an exact match on Google Lens. The closest thing that it told me, and there's lots of things I can't find on Google Lens every now and again, the closest thing I could get was condiments like vinegar and oil, like maybe it had some glass bottles that went with it. All that to say this one will be repurposed some way because it doesn't have whatever may came with it. But I'm just thinking it had to have jars, right? Like, any of y'all happen to, shot in the dark, have something like this? Pipe stand? Pipes? Okay, so what's cool is when you're looking at, I would never have thought to write that because nothing came up about pipes when I Google Lens this, but that doesn't mean that's not what it is. And if you're kind of thinking you might know what it is, you can take a picture of it, put it in Google Lens, then you can write a word that is associated with it, you think, and it may give you, it may populate some more responses. So you could try that, but if someone knows exactly what this is, I don't know. It was just too cool to pass up for 75 cents. A flask holder? Okay, I could see that. I could see that. Relish dishes. It's a nutcracker, you think? How would that work? I don't know. A mystery item. It's a mystery item, y'all. I'm going to take some of y'all's ideas and thoughts on it, and I'm going to try to do some more Google Lens research. But I did find this little guy on Google Lens, and I knew that he was special because I always look on the bottom, and I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. I always look on the bottom like this, and I look for markings because that'll help you too. And this says 1973. Yes, 1973 Duncan something. And then it was marked out. Well, then I Google Lensed it, and it's a vintage Duncan mold Santa. That's what it said, a Duncan mold. So it's got the little bag. I paid $2.75 for it. But look, y'all tell me what you would do. Sharon, it does look incomplete. So I think it had other things with it. Okay, a pipe stand. I'm going to look that up now, Nancy Helton. Thank you. Y'all, several of y'all said that. So let me do some more research. I'm going to figure out what it was. Because I just, even if I don't use it like that, I love to know the origin story for sure. So, look, he's missing a thumb. That's the only thing that's wrong with him. When you look this up, it says it's like maybe worth $20, $30, $40, something like that. I paid $2.75, but he's got a broken thumb, so he would be considered not in perfect condition, right? But I was thinking, this is just terrible. I was thinking I might tone it down and make it more vintagey looking with the bright red is kind of bright. It may stand out a little bit in my Christmas decor, but we'll see. It's a beautiful shape. I love the little bag to put stuff in. And then what could I do besides repairing a thumb? I feel like I could just give him a little embellishment, like have him holding a little wreath or something like that. You know, you got to be creative, right? When you got something that is broken like that. Oh, yeah, maybe not technically. So vintage, yeah. So antique is over 100 years old. And I think the standard for vintage, oh, what is the years they put on that? It's shocking to me. What is it, 40 years? 50 years? Y'all probably know that. Okay, so it looks like we've got an answer to our mystery thing. Nothing came up about pipes. So hold a little veil. That'd be cute, Diane. Little mittens. He is super adorable. It took me a minute to realize he was missing his thumb. So don't let a broken figurine or something scare you off from picking it up at the thrift store, because we can just, no one would ever know. If we put a little veil or a little mitten or something on his hand, you wouldn't know. So that's pretty cute. And anybody have one of these in their collection? Vintage Duncan mold from the 70s. But that was, yeah, 30 to 40 years, right? 30 to 40 years is that whole vintage thing, right? Now, vintage, okay, 20. So I know it varies, but I always say an antique is over 100 years old. That was always, when I had my antique store, that was what I tried to, you know, refer to it as an antique if it was at least over 100 years old. So everything else I call vintage. All right, so while out and about thrifting, sometimes you don't find vintage, you find vintage reproduction. This is a vintage reproduction piece that just looks really cool. I don't know what it's supposed to be really reminiscent of per se, but it came from Kirkland's, I think. I think I saw the Kirkland sticker on it. I paid $1.75 for it. I think it just says a round lattice charger. But anyway, I just thought this was pretty cool. I could hang it on the wall. I could add some feet and make a little tray. I could just leave off the feet and just do a little centerpiece. It's solid enough to even like hold a candle and like a pumpkin and a candle or a Christmas tree. And so just a cool piece. So I don't always just buy vintage and stuff like that, but that's a pretty cool. And lastly, when I first hopped on, I said, is there something out and about when you are thrifting that seems to find you and you have a crazy collection of them? Well, I'm the crazy basket lady. And I have so many baskets in my house, but I just can't leave a good one behind. I don't know. It would be pretty on top of a cheese box. Sharon, that is a wonderful idea. Terry says, let him hold a little naughty or nice list. I'm so vintage, right? Well, the reason I'm going to Destin is because I'm turning 40 this week. So am I official now? If it's 40 and older, I can be vintage. But I really do try to use all of my baskets, like the bigger ones, and I rotate them out. But y'all, this one, look at the size of this. I'm going to tell you what I paid for it. But if you saw a basket like this in this condition at your thrift store, what would you think it would be listed for? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to check the comments. Tell me real quick, what do you think this would go for? Because one of the biggest responses I get when I share my thrifted finds with y'all is how good my prices are. Y'all remember, if you don't know, I'm in North Louisiana. Real down to earth people down here, so maybe that's why, I don't know. But look, the thrift store that I frequent the most is a missionary store. And so they take the proceeds from their stuff and they do disaster relief, because we're down here in Louisiana, so there's a lot of hurricanes, tropical storms. If there's families that lose their homes to fire, stuff like that. Anyway, it's called Rolling Hills if you're in or near, and they have several locations near-ish here. And so I think they price stuff just to keep it moving. I take everything that I donate to them. Sometimes I'll drive through drop off and I'll turn around and go in the parking lot and go inside, because you know, like I'm donating clothes or something. But I'm gonna tell you what I paid for this. So I'm sorry that I tease a little bit with my really, really, really good thrift prices, but I can't help it. Hey, Mandy Western Grace is tuning in. Yes, I'm vintage now. Thank you. August 11th is my birthday. I am summer, and I'm a summertime baby. It did not used to be my favorite season, but since I love the beach so much now, it is one of my favorite seasons. Okay, Nellie says 10. Sheila says 10. Sherry says 15. Tammy says 40. Tammy, where are you at, Tammy? Diane says 8. Thank you so much, Angie. 30 in Colorado, Mandy says, because she's over in Colorado, Grand Junction. And then Lisa says 15. Carla says 5. I will tell you, Carla is the closest. Carla is the closest. Terry's in South Alabama. Monique said easy 12, 26, 8, 5. Okay, Joyce is close too. Thank y'all. Goodness gracious, I paid $3.75 for this basket. Which easy, if you found it in some kind of upscale French country cottage vintage store or whatever, I would expect a ridiculous amount of money to be on it. This is what I love about thrifting, y'all. And I know y'all feel me because y'all are loving the Thrift and Tell shows. I love letting you know and showing you decorating and all that kind of stuff to let you know that you can thrift your home and it can look beautiful and kind of designer, you know, depending on what your style is. It is possible. It is really possible. It has taken me several years to collect my home, but I very patiently collect it and find the right pieces. And then I love like changing out pieces and just kind of enjoying my collection. So, there you go. Wow, wow, wow. I know, right? So $3.75. So everything you see here was everything I showed you tonight. Let me see. It was $9, $11, $12. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, break off another finger for my Santa. Whoops. 5, 6 items. So for an average of $2 per item. What? All right, let me show you what I'm going to show you with this lantern before we hop off here and I go catch some snoozing. Let me show you. If y'all have lantern collections, I love it too. I love it too. There are so many great beaches besides Destin, Spread Your Wings, Anna Maria. Yeah, it just depends on how close they are, Dana. Destin and anything in the Panhandle is driving distance for us. Like Cocoa Beach would be like a plane ride, you know. But I will be going to Cocoa Beach, actually. Robin, I'm in North Louisiana and Ruston, Louisiana, and it's called Rolling Hills, and there's several different locations. It's a really good thrift store. So this one, I am going to screw the little bottom out there, which had the little oil lamp. And I am going to show y'all how I'm going to display this during Christmas time. And I'll probably put a little Christmas bow on it. Like a little red velvet, just a classic little Christmas bow. And some of y'all's lanterns may still work. But here is an alternative in case it doesn't. Look how cute that is. Can't you see that for all the holidays or for the fall too? I could do like a little fall swag and just, you know, I could gather a few. So, lanterns are pricey. I couldn't believe that this one was $2.55. I need to clean up the glass a little bit because it's got some stuff on it. But look how easy that was just to put some little fairy lights. And if you had some that like twinkled, I don't have any twinkling ones, but that was pretty easy. And it looks like I could have probably dropped them down in there too. So it didn't even come with like any nest or anything. Sometimes I have, you know, gotten vintage stuff out of actual like barns and torn down houses and things like that. And they have all kinds of stuff in there you got to clean out. I like thrifting this way. I like vintage picking this way too. Oh, an Ohio girl that doesn't get to the beach very often. I love it. I love it. Maria, you had some pretty weather there last week. I saw lots of pictures. I follow all the Destin groups. Thanks, Mandy. Yeah, so I just wanted to say if you've never lit up your lantern collection, maybe give it a try because I thought it was real cute. Or keep an eye out for them because they are precious. Well, was this fun? I hope y'all had a great time. Thank y'all for all your amazing ideas and your input with all the things. I've shared some things. You'll have to go back and look because I ended up putting out the second version of the sheet planner, which was the, I don't have it near me or I'd show you. It was the one that I painted like cast iron, like rusty cast iron. I had mentioned I got a second one when I bought my first one, and I really wanted to do that look too. So I just put that video out. It's really cool paint techniques if you want to go check that out. I just released it this evening before I came here live a little bit. And then I shared a reel also earlier this week. What is it? Tuesday. It feels like Friday. I'm getting ready to go out of town. You know how that is. But where one of the thrifted finds, the little wall shelves, ended up styling in the kitchen, and that turned out real cute too. If you want to go check up that and follow that up and get some inspiration there. So yes, I have loved the sheep. I'm so sorry for people